between Vietnam and the conflicts in Afghanistan and, I guess, when we were still in Iraq?
The one major parallel, well, there's a few actually. One, the requirement for a soldier to ask permission to shoot before he can even defend himself. That was what we had to do in Vietnam. We had to ask permission to shoot. Unless we were given like permission from the time we were gathered together in our camp, and they said, shoot anything you see. Then we had permission to shoot anything that we saw. But that wasn't too often. And the same holds true in Iraq. That's why the army lost so many soldiers. You know, when you think about it, when you think about the Israeli army, wins a war in 6 days against 5 different countries. We can't win a war in 5 years with one country. Why? Is it because Israel's so superior an army? No, it's because they believe if they're going to fight, they win. They don't just fight and say, well, I killed 10 today, so we did good.
So you said that you enlisted in the army when you were 19?
18.
18? Even younger. Because of the fighting, did you harbor any negative feelings toward like the Vietnamese?
That's a good question. When I was there, yes. Because again, we never knew who was the enemy and who wasn't. So we had to look at each one as enemy in order to survive. So it's a different mindset when you look at everybody as your enemy.
And I'm guessing like the men in your unit pretty much had the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
How about when you got back home? Was there the same negative?
No, not until 10 years ago.
And what do you mean by that?
10 years ago, my daughter was killed by Cambodians. And that stirred up all the old emotions. Like, you know, it was like, I couldn't kill them over there, and I can't kill them over here either. Yeah, but they can kill us. So that was the mindset.
So, before you went to fight, you told me that you were running away from home. But like, obviously people like to cite the political reasons for fighting. So did you personally disagree with, I guess, the communism that the North was fighting for?
I was 17 and a half when I went into the army. My father had to sign for me to go in. As far as politics were concerned, I wasn't in the least bit interested in politics. I was like any other teenager. And I wasn't into politics until after we were in Vietnam and realized that we were not able to fight the war because Washington says we couldn't do it, not because we couldn't do it. So that's when I began to understand how politics played a part in the war.
So what was your most significant memory from the war?
The things that I remember the most are the times I came within millimeters of being killed. And I know, for example, 3 times explicitly when I should have been dead. And there's no explanation other than a miracle that I survived.
And how did you feel when the war ended, when Nixon pulled the
I
troops?
was so angry. I was extremely angry because I felt like some of my good friends died over there. And it's, what did they die for? They died for nothing.
He said, son, have you seen